Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Planetary Reviews, where I am here to review Power Rangers, and I actually walked out of this movie theater very surprised. We all know the Power Rangers, we all know the original corny, little bit of a campy show. We all remember that show, and it was cool for what it was. It didn't try to be too overly adult. It was its own thing. It was campy, it was a little corny, very corny. And you know, it was for kids, and it knew that. But that's why I think a lot of the fans liked that, because it knew what it was and it didn't try to take itself too seriously. And it was just kid fun. It was 90s corniness, and that's why everyone loved it. Now, let's talk about this movie. This movie, in my opinion, was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I walked into it a little skeptical because I wanted to keep my hype to myself because I do love the Power Rangers. But let's just talk about the story first. The story of this movie is that Rita Repulsa is back and she wants to take over the world and rebuild Goldar out of like all the gold in the world. I'm not going to go into any more spoilers than that. Just know that she is trying to take over the world and she uses Goldar to do it. And I gotta commend Elizabeth Banks playing this character because she was over the top about it. She was very menacing. She was scary. Like this chick, if she rolled up to you in the wrong way, dude, she was actually pretty intimidating, which was pretty cool. And I liked the way she did this role. She was very like, I'm like evil, but she was also menacing. It was just so cool. Like, she did a very good job of portraying a new version of Rita Repulsa. And the way they made her look in this movie in the beginning was also scary. They had her go looking very like almost dead, and then she was like slowly gaining life as the movie went along. And then she began to look like what we see in the trailers with like the green armor and her staff and everything, which looked really cool. I really enjoyed that. And also, Bryan Cranston as Zordon was very cool. He played a good role. I liked him because he was not the typical Zordon that we all know and love from the show, where he really believed in these teenagers. He really believed that they can do it. He was always like 100% with them. This Zordon was very, very much reluctant. He was like, oh, why did they choose? Why did the coins choose these teenagers to do it? They aren't fit for the part. They aren't good enough. This team is not that good. He was very adult about this, very realistic. It's kind of the way I would expect someone to react when he saw the type of teenagers that the coins chose to be the Power Rangers. And that was cool. I really thought that was interesting, and I liked his character. And also, Alpha 5 was also very cool. At first, I was very skeptical about the way he looked because I'm so used to the 90s way he looked. But after I got used to this one, it was actually really cool. I didn't mind it. Was it weird that he had like kind of like a weird gut popping out? Yeah, but after a while, you got used to that, and that was completely fine. And that's another thing. I gotta say, the special effects for this movie were actually pretty cool. The CG for a lot of the monsters, because the putties were full CG, and a lot of the CG for like the attacks that they would do and the outfits that they were wearing was very cool. It looked good, especially for the Zords too. I really enjoyed that. The Megazords looked great. They all looked awesome. But then I gotta talk about the Power Rangers themselves. They were all very cool. They all were different and unique, just like in the show. The only thing is, they were flawed, because in the show, the teenagers weren't really that flawed. They were supposed to be teenagers with attitude, but they didn't have attitude. These teenagers all did. We had the Red Ranger who had gotten injured on his knee when he used to be a football player, and he's struggling and he's being a little rebellious. You have the Pink Ranger who's also going through her stuff because she did some things to offend some people and she's a little angry about that. Every single one is going through something that makes them unique, which was really cool. And I loved them all. I didn't get annoyed by either of them because I actually liked every single one of the Rangers. I really enjoyed that. I was surprised by that because I did not think I was going to like them. I thought that it was just going to be caricatures, and I wasn't excited about that. But I ended up actually liking each and every single one of the Rangers, and that was really awesome. And I gotta say, the way they slowly became the Power Rangers was actually really well done, the way they made the morphing work in this movie. I'm not gonna spoil how it works, but the way they did it was actually really well done. And I actually really enjoyed that. And when they finally did morph, I felt so good. I couldn't help but smile and be like, yeah, these guys finally morphed. It is morphing time. And I was so pumped. I got happy, it was exciting, and I really enjoyed all of that. And the action in this movie was actually also pretty well done, because even though it didn't have the same kind of feel that the original Power Rangers had, where like it was actually them doing most of the fights and stuff like that. It was very practical. In this one, when they were morphed and they had like a lot of CG battles, it was just that. It was a lot of CG, but it was good. It looked cool. I enjoyed it. It didn't take me out of the movie. I enjoyed seeing all this cool CG stuff happening and just all this Michael Bay-ish kind of stuff, but better. But still, it was very cool to watch. My complaints with this movie are that the main, not the main villain, because the main villain is Rita Repulsa, but Goldar in this movie was nowhere near as cool as the Goldar that we remember from the TV show. All Goldar really ended up being was just some giant gold gooey thing, and they had to fight him. He had no personality. He was just there to be like their final boss and their final test. And that's fine, but it would have been cool if he actually had personality like in the show. It really would have been It really would have been like just better to be invested into that character a little bit by hearing him talk, by hearing him connect with Rita and stuff. All he really was a blind gold puppet follower, and that was really it. So when it came to that, that was a little weak, and I did feel like this movie could have been a little bit longer. I actually really felt like I wanted to spend a little bit more time with these Rangers because I actually enjoyed their characters. So when the movie was over, don't get me wrong, it was a very satisfying ending. It was very easy to understand this story. It was not crazy hard or complex. It was a good standalone Power Rangers movie that did, if you stay past the credits, set up for a sequel, which was very cool. And I also gotta say, this movie was not afraid to take risks when it came to being a little bit darker. This movie was darker because there were some pretty emotional moments that happened in this movie that actually made me sad, that actually go, oh my god, I hope that this person is okay. And also the way Rita was when she was like fighting some of the Rangers, she put them in some situations that were pretty insane. Like, holy crap, like this was really like high octane like danger for a Power Rangers thing. This was really well done. So I actually found myself going, wow, this is really cool that they actually managed to push the envelope a little bit, not just stay on the kiddie section or just say a little curses here and there. They actually went a little bit further with some of these insane moments with Rita and the Rangers, which I really did enjoy. So overall, guys, I personally think that if you grew up watching the Power Rangers and you were a big fan like I was, you're going to enjoy this movie. This is a fun time. It feels like the adult version of the Power Rangers that we wanted, but not too dark, not an exaggerated amount of cursing and blood, but just enough to be like, wow, this is a more mature take on something that I loved when I was a kid. And I think that if you grew up watching the show, you are going to enjoy this movie. If you did not grow up watching the show, you might not enjoy it. You might just see it as just some popcorn movie with just action and stuff like that, which is fine. But overall, if you are a Power Rangers fan, this movie, Power Rangers, gets a solid A from me because it did its job. It didn't try to be something it wasn't. It knew it was a Power Rangers movie. It knew what it was trying to be. It didn't try to be anything more than that, in my opinion. It kept the lightheartedness when it needed it to, and then it wasn't afraid to get a little bit darker when it had to, but it never went over that edge that made me go, oh, this is a little bit too far for a Power Rangers thing. Now you guys are trying too hard. No, it did exactly what I wanted it to do. It was very satisfying. I liked the movie a lot. The only problems I had, like I said, was that Goldar was just pretty much a gold blob that didn't have a personality, and maybe the movie could have been a little bit longer. But other than that, this movie was extremely satisfying. It had a lot of action, a lot of great characters that I really enjoyed, some great performances by Bryan Cranston and Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa, and also from all the other Rangers in the movie. They did a great job. Guys, go out there and see this movie because this really surprised me. I'm actually enjoying the fact that I got to see a Power Rangers movie at this age and see it be awesome and fun. So tell me what you guys saw of the movie. Maybe you guys didn't like it as much as I did. Maybe you guys did like it as much as I did. So just let me know. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Me and my buddy Luke are going to tell you the results of our 24-hour live stream. We did a tremendous job, so we just want to say thank you to all of you for donating and stuff like that. We will tell you the total amount we are up to in a separate video, but I just want to say thank you guys. That was awesome. I really appreciate that, and I had a lot of fun. But as always, guys, have a great day, and thank you very much for watching.